Yeah, there it is. Uh, how you guys? How you guys doing? Hope things going well for you. Just got a tooth pulled up here and just one haven't made a video for today, and just decided to kind of take a break for a couple days and just sit back and watch videos. Well, by watching the video, I'm here to make a video that there's a lot of dispelled myth about women in countries like the Thailand, Philippines, Mexico, maybe a few places that on the islands, and you might have some people in Haiti, and you got some women that probably all over them could be on the continent of Africa. But I'm gonna address this to the American woman, and I'm gonna play a couple videos after this, and I'm glad that these women are. And I remember Phil said this on his Phil Scott show, said that women was gonna start clapping back at these American women, calling these women uneducated. I got a story for you after these couple videos. Just dispel that. Hold on. This is,
I'm not an angel. You insult my kind, I'm going to clap back.
What's going on, Passport family? Welcome back to another episode of Men on the Move. Guys, before we get started, go ahead and like and subscribe. That's really going to help the channel grow and help me get this message out. Now, guys, without further ado, let's get into this video. Filipina claps back at black woman.
For you bozos that's going overseas to sleep with women from third world countries because they don't know no better, right? They only know that you're American. They don't know that you're pro. As expected, she blocked my ass after I left a couple of comments on her Dusty page. But really, I want to know where these girls are getting their information from. We have been called poor, uneducated, can barely speak English, and now she's saying that girls from third world countries does not know any better. Like, where are you getting all of this? I've only seen one video of a white girl talking BS about girls from third world countries, but I've seen a lot of black girls talking BS about us, discriminating girls from poor countries. And you know what's funny? These are the people who's crying for racism and discrimination in the United States of fucking America. You don't want to get discriminated, but you discriminate another race? That's what you call self-entitlement.
Oh my goodness, Passport family, stop it right there because this is exactly what men have been talking about. Let's get a round of applause for that one.
And no, sweetheart, we are not going to do it that way. If you want to be a self-righteous person, fix your wig first. It looks nasty. You see this? Not a wig. Smooth, silky, straight. A natural hair of a Filipina. So again, I'm not an angel. You insult my kind, I'm going to clap back. Stop. Because I know how to hurt people with my mouth. I do.
Passport family, once again, Filipinas. Filipinas are not to be played with. They're not going to just sit back and let you talk negatively about them. She spoke nothing but the truth. You see, black women are the main one crying about all these mother effing isms and discrimination, but they be the first to talk about somebody. You got texturism, colorism, fat shaming, effinism, but they be ready to line up and talk bad about a foreign woman. Like she said in the video herself, self-entitlement. The self-entitlement is beyond me. You see, Passport family, American women have been attacking the intelligence, the character, and the values of the foreign woman, and they're sick of it. And so am I. See, I find it especially crazy when I hear black women talk crap about foreign women. Especially when you shop at their beauty stores. You wear their hair. You shop for their beauty products. You go to their nail shop. You do all these things that foreign woman afford to you to allow you the chance to feel beautiful. And Passport family, you know what else is crazy? You see, black women love to say black men want to be white so bad. But yet this is the same group of women that will cosplay as another race of women 365 days a year. When are American women going to understand that their racial stereotypes and disrespect towards foreign women are not going to be tolerated? You heard this from a Latina. You heard this from a woman in Thailand. You heard this from countless Filipinas. When are you going to realize enough is enough? And here you have another Filipina that says this: I'm done with these girls insulting us. They don't know anything about Filipinas. Nope, I ain't the type of person who ignores ish that'll be thrown at my race. I'm a Filipina, so words of weak and scared ain't part of my vocabulary. Another said this: passport bros originated from men in the black community. That's why they're triggered and insecure. Now, black men didn't start this, but because of our presence is so strong in social media, that's why they are insecure. Passport family, I want you to see this. A man said, I got your back. Understand, Passport family, you're going to see a lot more men going to the Philippines. American women have substituted their femininity for the strong, aggressive nature of a man and will attack, slander, and disrespect foreign women for not being a part of their twisted behavior. Passport family, vote with your passport. Don't allow the bitterness and hatred of the American woman to dictate your life. This is your freedom. The red pill has given you the truth, and the passport has given you the solution. Learn a new language, get your passport, and experience a new culture.
Wait, there's something that you...
Why do nearly half of Americans suffer from high blood pressure? New research shows that chronic illnesses like hypertension are likely due to consuming high salt and high fat diets in your formative.
We have been called poor, uneducated, discriminating. These are the people who's crying for racism and discrimination.
Insulting all the women in Japan, claiming that we are all maids, nannies, and sex workers.
You know, my friend, if you marry a Filipina or if your girlfriend is Filipina, you're very lucky. You don't have to worry about having a dirty house. You don't even have to worry about having an empty stomach.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Black Filipino TV. I got a little for you guys today. I'm not gonna hold you up, guys. Let me get right into it.
For you bozos that's going overseas to sleep with women from third world countries because they don't know no better, right? But really, I want to know where these girls are getting their information from. We have been called poor, uneducated.
Uneducated, some Filipinos are poor, right? But not all. But uneducated and can barely speak English. This is one of the most educated places in the world, right? Also, can't even get a clip of my video the other day.
When we visit the Philippines in our office and we go and visit the local schools and universities, we always notice that there are signs everywhere that say English only, please.
So much they dedicate themselves to speaking English. I mean, since I've been here in the Philippines, right? And I see my younger nephews and nieces, a lot of them speak English fluently. And that's just a long time thing in the Philippines. You go anywhere on any island, English a lot of times, also Tagalog connects them. Now let's continue.
Now she's saying that girls from third world countries does not know any better. I've only seen one video of a white girl talking BS about girls from third world countries. Meow 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 meow.
Go live by yourself with your cat. You can do that. But men have a right to ask for what they want. Women with little to no trauma.
I've seen a lot of black girls talking BS about us.
And you know what it is? The reason why this happened, it happens all the time, is because women that are talking are just emotional,
How dare they?
right? They're emotional and mad at the passport rules for leaving. That's no reason to bash women from
Right.
another country.
No.
The crazy thing is, since it's been happening, it took a little while, maybe not even 2 weeks. But 2 weeks after they started, Filipinos were all over it. You know, you see tons of Filipinos that are YouTubers talking about it. Filipinos have done even reacted in the streets and got reactions from women in the streets talking about it.
Tumahimik ka. You don't know about my country.
It's about time to put this to a halt. Stop talking about moving to other countries that you don't know anything about. Do some research
Google it.
before you speak. Don't be so emotional in your conversation. That'll save you from a lot of headache in life.
Discriminating. These are the people who's crying for racism and discrimination in the United States of America. You don't want to get discriminated, but you discriminate another race? That's what you call self-entitlement. And no, sweetheart, we are not going to do it that way.
That's a
If
good
you want to
statement.
be a self-righteous person, fix your wig first.
Why did you leave? Okay, another one of these posts. This is the last time I'm going to address this bozo right here. I'm just tired of ignorance, and I really need for you to stop, please. The other bozo in one of my videos insulting all the women in Japan, claiming that we're all maids, nannies, and sex workers. And then when we're told about the truth, we're so easily offended. Talks about how ethnocentric Filipinos are. We can't appreciate any other cultures because we eat rice every single meal.
Rice was breakfast, rice was lunch, rice for dinner.
That's a maid, not a wife. What do you mean? So me doing my partner's laundry is a maid, not a wife? Hello, did you know that a lot of Filipina can do from left to right, back to front, top to bottom? That's right, my friend. You know, my friend, if you marry a Filipina or if your girlfriend is Filipina, you're very lucky. You know why? We Filipina can do everything, pretty much everything. If you marry a Filipina, you don't have to worry about having a dirty house. You don't even have to worry about having an empty stomach. And most of all, if you're sick, you don't have to worry about hiring a nurse because we can be the nurse. And also, if you're having kids with a Filipina, you don't have to worry about bringing a nanny because the Filipina parents will take care of the kids. And are you gonna be worried, oh, what if she's not gonna work, she's just gonna be a housewife? No. That's never gonna happen because as I said, we Filipina can do everything. We can be a wife, we can also make money of our own. And heck, we can even be a carpenter if you want us to be a carpenter. All we really need from you is respect us and love us very much. And in return, we will give you the whole wide world.
Where do you go next?
The Philippines.
You have 10 more TikTok videos that happen, and the 11th one is a woman bash in the Philippines. So people always talking about, oh, you're going to these countries, always bringing up Philippines and Filipinas. And Filipinas are dumb. Filipinos are even dumb. Stop using that as your argument. Definitely the Philippines, because the Philippine woman will not lay down and just let it happen. They will respond.
What about Filipino food fight?
And as you see, some Filipinas are firecrackers.
Here are Navy SEALs 3 rules for surviving a real-world assault. Rule number...
I'm gonna stop it right there. I'm gonna give you a story. Years ago, back in '94, I believe, '94, '95, a friend of, well, it was an associate of mine, had a woman. You know, this guy he was studying to be a police officer at the time, but he was later on to come out. He really kind of was on some goofy crap. In fact, he ended up going to prison later on. I found out recently, but this was years ago before he just went completely off the deep end. But the girl he was dating was a Filipino woman. This Filipino woman was studying to be a doctor. She was studying to be a doctor, and she was hoping that he would get his act together, but he was kind of like getting on her nerves because he just wasn't very mentally mature to handle this woman because she was very, very swift and very smart and very, very nice woman. And at the time, he said some foul stuff to me. It was kind of crazy. He said, "Yeah, if you get with a Filipino woman, yeah, your kids would be like smarter." Some all off the wall stuff like that. shouldn't matter what type of woman you get with. Your child gonna be smart. But he said that completely out of ignorance. Anyway, she ended up, breaking it off with him because he wasn't mature. To come to find out, he was really trying to go after younger women, literally girls. So, but in the meantime, before all that happened, I got a chance to talk with her, and I ended up writing to one of her friends over in the Philippines. This was back in the mid-late 90s, and I didn't really follow up through because at the time, I was working and trying to put money, and I never got a chance to go to the Philippines. And at the time, I kind of blew it because it was just a lot of things would get in the way. But every time, but this one was willing to wait for me and sacrifice her time for me. And I forgot how they know each other. They know each other's families over there. And she was one of the one. It was a couple Philippine women I wrote to, but I wrote to the one that was over in the Philippines. The ones in America didn't get back with me. So we met, we chat, exchanged pictures and everything. And she was a real sweet woman. Her family. Her family was I think her father was a consul over in the Philippines. Her aunt was like a teacher. I mean, these people, they had jobs over in the Philippines. Even though and what it is that the currency is not to our standard. And this is where people get it wrong. The currency. Our currency is higher than their currency. That's the only thing. That's what it is. But it's like our currency is probably higher than, you might have a certain currency is higher than the United States. But for right now, whatever the market dollar value is, then because you might get a police officer might get paid $300-400 a month. It don't mean that they're less intelligent. And people get this warped idea that that somebody in a place like the Philippines that they don't have they don't have education. That's nearly a lie. Then at the time I was after writing 2 or 3 years. One time I was working this job out in California. I was doing strike security. And at the hotel was a manager out there, and it was Corona, California. And come to find out, I didn't know, because she looked at, I don't know if she was Thailand, I don't know if she was Philippine. I didn't know this, because I didn't just want to just assume someone's Asian and just say, oh yeah, she's Chinese or whatever. But I didn't say nothing, and then I said, yeah, and then she was asking me, we just had to have a conversation. And when she looked at and I said, yeah, I think I have it was right. I want to go one day meet this girl over in the Philippines. And she said, oh, I'm from the Philippines. And immediately, right away, she knew. But she was a manager. She was a manager that managed a hotel. Who knows? She might be a franchise owner for right now. But she managed a hotel. So then you have, Philippine and women like that are from Thailand and different parts of the world. They come to be nurses. Some are probably engineers. They don't know, not all domestic housemaids. And if they do it for a certain amount of time to go to school. Just like we do here in the States. Like we'll take a restaurant job or take something, warehouse job, and go to school. Same thing they do over there. But as far as having this this note that these women are uneducated, it's kind of an ignorant statement to say. And what I seen from what his videos was, there's a couple universities over there. And they very educated women over there. A lot of them are managers. They run call centers. They're probably technicians. They're police officers women that are police officers in the Philippines, correctional officers in the Philippines. So some of them are single too. So you American women, whoever made these TikTok videos, they need to really sit down and think about that. That's not true. And needless to say, like I said, it didn't. We kind of lost the communication. But I'm here to dispel that myth. Like, nah, man. The women over the Philippines and places like that, they're educated. They don't all. What it is someone went to some part. Like, if someone will go to Dominican and think that they take the most poorest area and think that everybody's ignorant and educated. That's not the case. Just because someone's in that condition, you don't know what kind of schools is in the Dominican Republic. You don't know what kind of jobs is. It might be some type of job, even if it could be a manager of a call center. It could be a hospitality worker over there. They don't all, or it could be running a hotel, a manager. But you don't know who, and that's just a crazy myth to say something like that. So you don't know what type of men that the passport bros, what kind of women that they're meeting over there. They're not all. I don't know what's someone getting to you. There might be a small percentage of women that are doing something like that, but no. But the label, the whole, they in third world countries, they don't know what you're doing. Oh, them women, especially in places like that, in Asia, they're educated. In Japan, they're very educated on different things that you know about it. Japan and Thailand and Taiwan and the Philippines and probably even Vietnam. Just think about it. The Americans, you don't think they have came up since then? And even probably in Cambodia and places. Just because, and if they don't, they probably go to another neighboring nation to get educated. So that's just something that's very, very ignorant to say something like that. As a woman, just because you got something going in for you in the West, and she's right. How can you sit up there and say something like that when you're kind of admiring the kind of hair in Asia, and you go into an Asian Korean store and stuff like and buy their hair that they probably get from over in India or they synthetic wigs, because a lot you don't see too many of these women buying hair from the African women. A lot of them don't even buy, but they buy hair from you're gonna cut down the women that you buy hair from. And I think that's just kind of funny for someone to say something like that. But yeah, I just wanted to dispel that myth. The women are not dumb. They're not stupid. And like I said, the woman that had me write to her friend, that woman was a doctor. She was studying. She probably a doctor right now. So I'm gonna sit there and say no. Don't think that somebody in the Philippines is dumb. Whether it's the women or the men, they're not dumb. Trust me, they're not dumb. If they're able to make sense to get up and travel. But I'm gonna play a couple videos with this woman said. I mean, it's just crazy on Phil Scott show.
Spectrum presenta Cuéntala Clarissa.
Regresamos. ¿Y tú qué opinas? Amo mi Spectrum Internet. Tenemos velocidades súper rápidas.
So you got one of these sisters out of Canada, she is reacting to the passport bro situation. I mean, it is crazy how they just losing their mind that men would take their talents elsewhere, right? They would take their talents elsewhere, and I'm also starting to hear a narrative that passport bros are only black men. That's a lie. They're white men, and actually white men have been doing it a whole lot longer than black men.
Exactly.
They're Asian men, they're Hispanic men, they're Arab men, they're men of all communities, so let's review it.
Passport bros will never not be pathetic to me because they really think that a passport that you can buy for $160, is a form of currency and allows them to just take advantage of any woman around the world.
When does a passport give you that? A passport is just a way, and it is currency. it's your currency to get the hell on out. That's your currency, right? It doesn't give you nothing no more than that. You can tell a lot of these women that's responding have never been nowhere. Because anyone that travels knows you go to the spot, once you get in the airport, you go there with the visa's at, you got your visa already, or you're doing visa on arrival, whatever, look at your passport, look at you, take your picture, everything good, stamp you, say, hey, have a good time, whatever. That's the end of it. It's no, what are you talking about? Y'all literally trying to make up a narrative, you know what I'm liking this passport bro conversation to right now, these women. They trying to pull a Bill Cosby. It just popped in my mind. And what I mean by Bill Cosby, they'll sit up here and just say all kind of things with no evidence behind it. Like when you make an accusation, it's on you to bring the burden of proof. Where are the news stories of these quote-unquote passport bros getting arrested by foreign authorities for doing what y'all say they doing? I have not seen no arrest, no perp walks of none of these guys. But yet you still lying?
Need I remind you, you are not wanted by any woman anywhere. That's why you have to go to countries that are underprivileged and have low consent laws to try to take their women and take advantage of them.
That is a lie. It is a lie because they are wanted. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. Because if they weren't wanted, then they would be coming back here and say, man, none of the women in other countries wanted me. God, man. And there wouldn't be no quote-unquote passport bro movement, right? If nobody wanted them. And then here come her ugly, and I would say very, very ugly attitude, acting like you're better than somebody else. What do you mean by underprivileged? What is privilege? And how are you so much privileged, ma'am? Being a black woman in the West. We are the most, if you want to talk about underprivileged, we are the most underprivileged people in the Western world. So why are you talking and sounding like you some white woman or something? Talking down on someone in a developing country. I cannot stand to hear black people do that, especially in our condition.
Right.
Because let's not be obtuse. You're not there to find a wife or a partner. You're there to find a nanny, a cook, and a maid. You don't look at these women as actual human, breathing people. You look at them as commodities for you to buy. You are.
Well, see, in other countries, let's talk about that. It's a thing called house help. I know it's foreign to some of you, but if a passport bro wants to move to a lot of these foreign countries, in foreign countries, they have a thing called house help. And your house help, they cook, they clean, they do your laundry, and all of that. And they are not shamed to do it. They don't feel there's no shame to it because that's what they do. That's what they do to earn a living. I was told by another black woman in South Africa who actually has house help. She says she sent her house help to culinary for 6 weeks so she could cook, the better food and everything like that. Okay. Now this sister, originally she was in Canada, but she ended up moving to South Africa. And I was saying that even the prices that they were paying them, I said, oh man, I don't feel bad about that. I'm like, I'll have to pay them a little bit more than that. She said, don't you come over here doing that. Don't you come over, because what you're going to do is you're going to mess up the economy and raise the prices, which like people in Portugal are complaining about a lot of Americans going there. In Mexico City, a lot of Americans that went there and the prices got raised up and the locals can't afford it. So I get why she was kind of saying, don't you come over here doing that. If you want to pay them a little extra, maybe, as they with you with time, but don't come in there just giving them a lot right up, up front. People aren't ashamed to do that. See, in the Western world, a lot of people are ashamed to cook and clean. Well, you know what, ma'am? A lot of our ancestors were cooking and cleaning for a long time for free, unfortunately.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with that. Somebody got to do it. And if you're paying them, nothing's wrong with it. So
they used to do that in the 50s and 60s here in America.
Because all you guys showing this passport, I've not seen on a fucking plane. And the fact that you constantly...
Why do they... Okay. Why do a man needs to film himself at the checkout counter at the airline? Why does he need to film himself on a plane? Why does he need to film himself, getting off of the plane, going through immigration, all of that? Why? For what? A man don't need to check in with you, ma'am. Why are you asking him to check in? And even if a guy did that, you still be complaining. You still be complaining. So no, you're not worthy of nobody to be checking in with.
Have black women's names in your mouth saying we're gonna go. No one wants you. Nobody wants you. There's a reason why you can't find a woman in your own country and you have to go somewhere else to try to bribe women to bring them back as your own slaves.
What? They're not bringing them back. And correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. Please correct me. These women are doing all this virtue signaling and talking about, those who are doing 304 tricking, etc. in these foreign countries. But correct me if I'm wrong, the majority of sisters in this country, and I'm going to get political for a minute, vote Democrat. The Democratic Party is the party of degeneracy. The party of drag queen read with children. The party of trans women going in women's bathrooms when they still got man body parts. That party. The party that says, don't call them prostitutes, they're sex workers. The party that celebrates deleting of children. Most of them vote that way. Now all of a sudden you talking about this? What? According to y'all terminology, if that's what somebody's doing, in some countries that's illegal. In some countries it's legal. Some countries got a red light district. Some countries got whatever. And if it's legal in that country, then that's their business. I don't care what another man do with his phallus and whatever woman he fool with. Why are you worried? You just probably mad because he's not doing it with you. You're mad that he's not spending money on you. That's the main thing. Y'all, it's all about the dollar bill, y'all. That's all it's about.
Yep.
The anger is men, especially black men, are a resource. You're not a human being. See, they view us like white supremacy would view us as black men. You're nothing but a resource. And when you're a resource, that's all you are. They don't care about you. They don't care about your well-being. They don't care about if you need love, whatever. They don't care. They don't want their resources gone. Okay? That's all it is to it, and that's where the pushback is from.
We know why you're leaving. We don't care. To be quite honest, you've taken an awful long time to leave and go find your happiness with your feminine women. Why?
Notice how she said feminine women. So this is where we're at today in the Western world. Using air quotes to feminine. Masculinity rules today, fellas. If they saying feminine women, it's wrong for you to want feminine women. It's wrong. I never thought I'd see a day where you have women that are saying feminine women. Man, boy, my grandma and them come back and see this. Whew.
don't you save yourself some time, skip the tantrum, stop stomping your feet, stop dragging your feet, and go?
But a lot of them have gone, and that's why y'all keep talking about it.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
And if you listen to the terminology a lot of these men use, and they're not even saying the term black women. They're saying modern women.
Moderated.
They're saying Western women.
Right.
Because it is a westernized problem. So much so, and fellas, I want to warn you, and I will talk about this a little bit more in the next video, that modern woman problem is even starting to touch these countries you guys are going to. Austin Holloman seen that the hard way. Talking about the feminists and all that mess. Yeah, it's that bad. So you got to make sure that you got to go to areas where the internet sometimes ain't that good, so they can get exposed to these modern women and thinking that's the way to go. But you fellas, like I say,
Eddie Murphy used to say,
you have earned, because they have labeled y'all as men of upper mobility. That's actually a good label.
My biggest concern when I was thinking of getting Botox Cosmetic was...
I'm going to say this right here. It's just dumb. See, now women like this embarrass themselves. Not only because it's on YouTube, but it's going all in TikTok, going all around the world, and looking at these American women talk about stuff like this. And getting the translation, and like, what? And so, are you serious? Women in Thailand, women in the Philippines, women in Asia, Africa here, and it's like, what? I mean, this is how you ridiculous you sound. You sound so ridiculous. They even make a statement like that. I mean, for this woman to even say that, that's just ridiculous. Look, check out this one.
Here to affirm for you to stay motherfucking disrespectful with your motherfucking healing. You wanna know why? Because it's a lot of demons here praying on your downfall. You know when people say, "Oh, I'm praying for you," don't bitch. Your prayers go straight to Satan. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. When the dusties try to put their dust and they trauma on you, boundaries, bitch. Listen, some people not gonna like being on the wrong side of your healing. Listen, I don't go to therapy weekly, shake this ass severely for you to come put your on me and undo my healing. I think the not. So, as a mental health professional, be disrespectful about your work.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
I'm starting to think that this woman is unwell in some way. Mentally, most likely. Because her behavior is jarring to say the least. I missed the controversy she had with telling black men to go to therapy when it initially happened.
She was a
And
therapist.
we all know how that ended for her. Well, she's back again. And this time it's to give her thoughts about the passport rules. This is the Unspecialist, and welcome back. I'll let the video play through, then review.
Hello, it is me, an ambassador for the bad news, and I would like to formally announce that we all collectively believe that the passport bros are whack. You gotta leave the country for cooch.
Damn, triple homicide.
Yikes. Ew. You thought that was cute. Now here, I'm gonna, offer some suggestions. Bitches in the States don't wanna you because the inside of you is terrible. Bitches on the outside of the States also don't wanna you because your inside is terrible. You possessing a passport does not grant you access to human bodies, thus perpetuating your whackness. Alright, King. Enjoy your flight. I heard JetBlue's having a sale. Don't get robbed. Or do. I don't really care. I'm a passport boy.
Sometimes I wonder if the internet was a mistake. There's nothing substantive here. I can't even say she was hating properly. All she did was shame the men, gesture awkwardly, shame the men some more, pull out the passport, twerk and slap her ass with it. I cringed the entire time. But I have to say, I admire her commitment to becoming a social media personality. Because it gets worse. She has a lot more to say.
Part 2 of me making Twitter men mad as fuck and me not giving a single damn. Now I'm going to tell you why the fuck you're deluded.
Come in, babe.
The Passport Boys principals are acquiring passports for kitty meow meows because they say women in the States are mean. But what they really mean by that is that I don't want to take accountability and work on myself as a person. So women in the States were like, hey, let's just close our legs because the trash out here, it's giving bare minimum nothing. Mirage, why the fuck are you talking to me? And some dudes who've never left their backyard got a passport and was like, oh shit, it's cooch outside. Not knowing that they're being objectified, could potentially be robbed, could potentially have their organs harvested, but they're also interacting with sex workers whose job is to perform said acts.
She don't love you, bro.
Now what these passport boys are doing are going into these countries explicitly for cheeks. Why the did I even say that out loud? That is lame behavior.
Who raised you?
Now I have an idea about consent. I call it the 3 Ps. Now I can't say it explicitly because TikTok will take this shit down, but if you are doing something under the specific and intentional pretenses for meow, you are exhibiting predatory behavior, my G. So instead of going to therapy, y'all booked flights, got passports, and did what exactly? You wasted these people's time in these other countries, spreading around mass horrible information on YouTube about how to acquire women who are easy because you again cannot fulfill the standards of being a decent fucking human being with state women.
And the shaming continues. Traveling is not something just anyone can do. So the guys who never left their backyard comment is weak. These obviously aren't those guys. But hey, she said that they felt stateside women are mean and they don't want to take accountability. So let's indulge her for a second and assume that these men are weak, lame. Regardless, they have a right to go anywhere and do whatever they want to do, once it's legal, of course. Which brings me to the therapy piece. She's saying that all these men should go to therapy and heal, and fix themselves, because something's wrong with them.
Look the way she talking.
Because her
talking
entire
about going to
story is a
therapy?
case study for why men don't go to therapy, especially black men. Those who know her story will know that she lost her job as a therapist for hopping on TikTok and broadcasting her contempt for men. After losing her job over her actions, you'd think that she'd look in the mirror and examine her beliefs and try to become a better person. Nope. She doubled down and got even more vicious and cavalier in her misandry. Remember,
I'm a mental health professional. As a mental health professional, be disrespectful about your work.
Stop it. Get some help.
Would you go to a therapist that holds such strong contempt for men and makes it public? This is exactly why men distrust the mental health care industry and avoid therapy. Women and men like this are scattered all across the profession. They are increasing prevalence and boldness in producing patronizing content that belittles and ridicules men, suggest that these so-called professionals and the people who support them only see therapy as reprogramming for men. Looking inward is a cover for exposing yourself mentally. Healing is actually removing wrong think and replacing it with thoughts and beliefs that are more acceptable to the woke mob. Lastly, taking accountability is a smokescreen for blindly accepting that you're the problem and you need to be fixed in order to solve the problem. Now, that last one is true in many cases. However, the fact that it's used so flippantly, even by professionals, shows that it has nothing to do with helping you. It's clearly more about submitting yourself to their twisted worldview. In that video, she brought up the hazards to health, risk of robbery and organ harvesting as a scare tactic, not because she actually cares. She shames the men who travel to explore by saying it's all about sex, and those who travel for love by saying the women are sex workers, then shames the men who travel for sex by saying that they're lame for not getting that sex in the US. In short, no reason is good enough because the aim was always to shame men for doing what they want. Just take a look at her bio. Pronouns, pride flag, chaos cult, and whatever the rest of that stuff is. This is a fully liberal, woke, progressive, new age spirituality acolyte. If she's anything like the chaos cult in Warhammer, then she's a scourge. A whole lot of Kali energy is coming from this one. Would you trust this mental health professional?
No.
Or any of her peers?
No.
Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you want to see more content.
I'm gonna stop it right here and finish throughout the video. You see, now imagine when you heard the women. Did you hear any of the women from the other countries talking about the some between their legs and describing? Did you hear any of those women talking like that? That's not one thing. Did they curse, swear, speak foul language? No. Number two thing, did they insinuate anything? But yet, just imagine men from all over the world watching that video of that woman. Men from Africa, men from Europe, men from all over the world. You displaying yourself like that all over the world. All these men is showing what they have disdain for you. All these women don't even think about that stuff. They don't even think about the things that they say. You so angry because you see some men talk about going over for vacation, they enjoying the sights, eating healthier food, going for business, and maybe meeting a lady friend over there, and you getting upset, all up in your feelings over something like that? Really? So you gonna make an ass out yourself, get on top line, and the women in the Philippines and Thailand and getting a translation like what the hell is it? They think something wrong with some these women who make them videos. I'm telling you, they think something wrong with them. They probably feel bad for some, and some of them feel bad for us as men. And say, yeah, we gotta deal with these women that act like her, act crazy, and talk crazy stuff, talk about misinformation you don't even know about. You don't know nothing about those people. Know nothing what the men do over there. And like I said, whatever a man does with his whatever circumstances does, if he become a victim of crime, it can be like a victim of crime here. You get men over here that get robbed, get killed, get set up. And he had Phil Scott show about that, and then many other YouTubers. You gotta take a chance. No matter if here's some woman can set you up. It was a case where it was up in Cleveland. A young man and his mother worked. He worked at a hospital. This was in Cleveland, Ohio. And this chick set him up. He met her on Tinder date here. And it was sad, man, that his mom worked at the hospital, and what she did to set him up was get his car, get his phone, and get a couple items off of him. She doing 25 years of life. This was a black chick that's in her 20s here in America. Did the same thing that you accuse a woman of, and there's women. Yeah, there's some women doing that over there, but they're not. But there ain't no one over there chopping your organs up and for harvesting. I don't know what the heck she was talking about with that. But yeah, you can get robbed if you don't use common sense. And there's some things that happen, but things that happen here. But it's like, but the argument is so, it's just ridiculous, and they make themselves look bad. That's what really they do, and from all is venting this stuff out. Other men of other nations travel different places. You don't see their women online doing something like that. I mean, there's men in the Middle East, in India. You don't see a bunch of women from India talking about stuff like that, or Asia. Why is it that it bother you? I mean, and whatever they do on their time, that's what they do. They're men. That's the way it goes. Men from all walks of life. But it was really, it's really pathetic, and it's really sad and immature for you to say something like that. You don't even know nothing about these people. And you see what kind of women that making TikTok videos like that. And she might as well go ahead and just go ahead and be a rebellious woman in the women. Why do you even care what men do? You masculine as I don't know what. Maybe just go ahead and get your girlfriend and stop. If a person, it'd be like a lesbian crying over something like that. Like if a lesbian don't care what a man does, and if some of you women start talking like that, well, if you that get that anger, disdain for men, why don't you just go and be over there? I mean, hell, everybody's out there anyway. I mean, because you displaying that masculine, foul, degenerate energy. You're not even being ladylike. You ain't so, and that she not even feminine. She is masculine as hell, and she foul. She more foul than some men. She's foul. There's some men that ain't that doggone foul. That woman is foul. I mean, and it's like they cuss and the aggression, and then wonder why they ain't got. I mean, and she the one that needs the help. I mean, then she lose her job over something stupid. violating the HIPAA rights, talking about disclosing things that and represent the company that she was hired as a therapist for, being a fool, and then wondering why no man don't want to come over. And the only type of man, if you this, it's the same way it would go for a man. If you talk foul, you're gonna get a foul person. If you a foul kind of woman, you're gonna get foul men. They're gonna be just as foul and degrading. You're not gonna get no good man. It'd be the same thing if a man was talking the way she was talking, and then you get the kind of a foul. I wonder why I'm getting all these foul looking mouth, blaunchy, arrogant, ignorant women, because it's what you put out there. So you get what you do. And like I said, it might as well. What man want to be with something like that? Didn't mean even street dudes don't want to be with something like that. What street dude want to be with something like that? Huh? Man, she nasty as I don't know what. I mean, seriously, what kind of man would want a woman like that? Women that make it individual. This is the reason why some men are choosing to leave, because they come across women like that on TikTok, because they bitter and mad. But yet, if you just to be a woman, why does that bother you? If you be a lady, you can have any man that you want, a black man, a white man, or an Arab man, or whatever man. If you talk like you got some sense, that's the reason why. And what you're so angry about and venting out about, whatever you're trying to shame somebody, and you only make yourself look, you're exposing yourself, and make yourself look like a complete fool over a whole. I mean, it's like people look at you. It might be other women looking at you like, she's a nut, she's a fool to say something like that. You don't know nothing about what those men do over there. You don't know what they do. You don't do no research. You don't really hear what the most. I've been on them been listening to them. You know what they talk about? Eating food, going sightseeing, go to a club or to a restaurant, and that's it. That's why they want to get out and enjoy, because it's stress, and they said and learn a culture environment, because they heard it's really nice over there. And yeah, they do meet some ladies over there, and if they do, but majority of the time it's about other things. But these stupid women don't understand that. You need to, instead of making accusation, listen to the men. Just sit back and listen why they go over there. There's some men that do. Whatever they do whatever they do in their hotel room is a business. Personally, but there's some men are they're married. Some go looking for a spouse because they don't want to deal with no foul mouth women like what you see on this towards the end of the video, making accusations that you don't know nothing about. That's the why the men are leaving, and then many more go because they get sick of it. And it's not and shaming them and trying to find a way to block them it's not going to want them to want you. It's something that some of these women have to correct something and take accountability. That's what they need to do. You gotta be like what the woman your grandma used to tell you. You gotta be ladylike. And ain't too many women are like our grandmothers. That's the truth. That's the fact. Ain't too many women it ain't being ladylike. And somebody can say, well, ain't too many men being, and that could be, it can for far as men too. That's true. There's some irresponsible men, but for women to keep making videos like that and wonder why they stay single and gonna continually be single, because who's going to be bothered like that? Like I said, you might as well just, if you got that much alpha and resentment, you must just go ahead and date another woman. Why do you care what another man do? You don't even act like you don't even present yourself like a woman. You so foul. As a young woman, she's foul. What man is right mind want to deal with some, you know? Because those women got like they got some sense, and they not as foul as the women over here. Did they talk? I'm pretty sure they talk about sex, but they ain't like all raw, all outward like our Western women are. You gotta put it all over, all explicit and stuff. In America, we foul. We're one of the Western countries as foul as I don't know what. And at least they have some. They at least have a level of decency over there. Even if some women are doing something low, they ain't foul with it. Like women over here is. Some of these women are just foul, and that's what turned the men off. That's what it is. Because the real men with the big upper mobility, they see that. That's why they leave it, and some more going. And your lanes and your squares and everything. The one that say they can't get none, well, yeah, it ain't about getting some. It's about having a relationship. But some men, that's what they choose. They choose to do that. What happens? They need to grow up, and they need to get some counseling. That's what it is. So that's the reason why. But yeah, don't think that you're losing again, because when women across the world see American women, other women talk like that, they just shaking their head. They just shaking their head. They can't believe it. That's what it is, and they're gonna continue to win. So my suggestion is for them to bring it down a little bit. Stop talking masculine. Stop talking foul, and you be more ladylike. The men will come to you. If you be more of a woman, and kind of get some therapy and figure out why you so masculine and foul and ratchet. That's the only way. But other than that, the way she going, and she gonna get the kind of dude it is, a foul mouth dude, a Pookie or Ray Ray, somebody just foul, because foul attract foulness. That's the truth. But okay, guys, I hope they make the video. But yeah, but just to come back, the women they're educated over there in them countries. Don't let them think that. Don't. That's not right. Don't put down somebody. You want no one doing that to you. Don't do that to them. It's only fair. She's right. So you guys take it easy. Till next time. You guys be blessed.